Hey teacher friend, welcome back to my channel. My name's Molly and I'm a 5th grade teacher who helps other teachers just like you streamline your literacy block so that you can spend more time teaching and less time prepping. In today's video, we're going to get to daily 5 rotations to keep your literacy block moving. If you've been here for the last few videos, then I've done a whole series on Daily 5, and what prompted it was a few TikTok videos where you guys had a lot of questions about how to do Daily 5 in kindergarten and 1st grade, and I covered that. And I'm going to get to 5th grade at some point since that's the grade I'm in currently as a teacher. But today I want to talk to you about how to structure that time so you can keep your literacy block moving like a well-oiled machine. The first thing I want to say is that Daily 5 stations, rotations, whatever you call them, are meant to be done for your students, meant for your students to be done independently, and so that they can move independently. And I have showed you before, but in case this is your first video, I have a way of doing this on the smartboard or whatever technology you project for your students, an Excel spreadsheet or Google Sheets, so that your students will have their name and what station they're rotating to, and you can have it totally depending on what you're doing that day. So my students typically do the same things every day as far as the stations they go to, which are read to self, listen to reading, work on writing, word work, and book club. Those are the 5. But they might not always have book club every day. It just depends on their reading needs and what grade level you're teaching. So something else might get swapped in one of those. Typically, my class is getting to 4 rotations a day. The goal would be 5, but it just depends on how much literacy time you have in your block. But the main anchor to all of Daily 5 stations is your reading group and what you're working on in that. So then it translates to the other stations you're doing, like word work, for example. I just got done teaching my 5th graders how to do word work. It's one of the most time-intensive parts of Daily 5, and you have to explicitly teach what they're going to be doing. And a lot of times it is tethered to reading groups, which is great because they're getting a little bit of extra practice while independently working. So they're meant to be done independently. And with that, you have to teach your students how to rotate by themselves so that you're not having to call them back to the carpet every 15 to 20 minutes when you're switching stations. The authentic way of doing Daily 5 is having a clipboard with a chart of the names and calling off what the student's next choice is. So if I was a student, my teacher might say, Molly, your read to self. The next time, Molly, your read to friend. Molly, your work on writing. So instead of doing that, it's all on the smartboard projected like I'm talking about. And that is something inside my TPT store. If you want to check it out, I'll leave the link below. You can edit it completely and customize it to your own class and stop having to tell your students to rotate. They'll just start doing it on their own, which is amazing. Okay, next, reviewing the Daily 5 expectations every single day. To me, it doesn't matter what grade I'm teaching. I'm going to review those expectations. So that is work the whole time. And we do hand gestures with these because I do whole brain teaching. So work the whole time, stay in one spot. So they're saying the last word of everything I say. Stay in one, students say spot. Level 0, we hold up a 0. Get started right away and work on building our stamina. So those are some of the Daily 5. I've just tweaked them a little bit, and I have those in my store as well if you'd like the posters on that. I've just made it customizable to my class because I like them working at a level 0 so that I can efficiently work with my reading group and I'm not having to stop people. Now, are they always level 0? No, but that's something we work on, and we build our stamina so that we are independently working. And part of that is knowing what they're supposed to be doing, and that really does help. Okay, next, after you've reviewed those expectations every day, I'm not kidding, before we start Daily 5, we do that every day, and we have the anchor charts in the classroom in case anybody forgets. And anyways, I set the timer for 15 to 20 minutes. That's a big question I've gotten, is how long do your rotations last? I had I think a 1st grade teacher reach out to me on TikTok and said that she was doing 30 minutes. And if your kids can handle that, I just don't. For me, I think that's way too long, especially when I only maybe have an hour for my literacy block. So 15 minutes works really nicely for me to get to those reading groups. Kids are reading to self, they're working on writing, they're doing their word work, they're listening to reading on their iPads, and they have small little chunks of time to accomplish something, but it's not too long to where they're getting bored and becoming task avoidant. So keep them to 15 to 20 minutes is my personal opinion. Okay, last, I like to use a timer to cue them to move so that I'm not using my voice all day long. So when they hear the timer, it could be on your cell phone. You could have an authentic old school timer that you're just twisting for 15 minutes to 20 minutes. You could set it on Class Dojo. I've done that before as well because my class uses that. So any kind of timer so that when they hear the sound, they know, and you might have to prompt them to what color they're moving. So every list of choices for that rotation has a color. So you might say, go to your yellow choice, and that really helps. And I'm telling you, I've taught kindergarten and first grade. They know how to do this. You just have to train them how to do it. And it works so beautifully. And you spend less time redirecting and more time getting to teach, which is the ultimate purpose for me using the Daily 5. All right, I hope this helps you figure out how to run your rotations or your stations during your literacy block. Whether you're using Daily 5 or not, I think these are all applicable. But if you want to learn more about Daily 5, be sure to check out more of my videos, and just know that I'm going to have more coming down the road. And also, if you're looking for a way to transform your own literacy block, please check out my free 10-step guide where I walk you through basically everything we just kind of talked about and outline it for you so you can follow that and get your literacy block smooth sailing, so it's one part of your day that you don't have to worry about anymore. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.